with your production, would you say you have a certain, style of production? Like, is there someone that, say, like a Pete Rock or I'm trying to think of, a bunch of Primo,
Sure.
anyone from, Digging in the Crates. Is there someone that you kind of, borrowed from a little and added it to what you do?
Oh, I think, and I think any great artist will sample from a lot of great people.
Right. But they don't want to admit it, but
of course. But listen, a big secret sauce of mine. A lot of the songs I produce, they have the same kind of song arrangements as a lot of Weezer songs. It's just fine because that's how it works. But I like Ant from Atmosphere. I like a lot of his things because he worked with Murs. He worked with Brother Ali. He was very versatile. He was very versatile, the things he came up with. I like all the early Bomb Squad stuff. I think that's incredible.
No, definitely.
You can't go 2 feet without mentioning Primo and his contribution to hip hop. But there's a lot of the newer guys that came out as I was getting into more of like the underground stuff, where LP came out and was mixing all these crazy sounds in the early 2000s that really had no business being on some albums, but it was just so futuristic and different. So I take a lot of that. There was I believe his name, I think it was Blockhead, who worked with Aesop. A lot of that Def Joke stuff that almost had that industrial Nine Inch Nails stuff to it, mixed with, backpack rap. All the stuff Stu Bangas does, and his and Vanderslice, all these producers that have been doing it since the 80s and 90s and are coming up. I feel like I take influence from all those guys and try to make it my own to the best of my ability, and to maybe get to those levels one day, I would love. But certainly I try to take those parts of all those producers I like and let that kind of influence my own work for sure.
Right. No, that's good stuff, man. And that's if we're honest, right, everyone does that. You take a little bit from someone that you admire and you put it together with what you do and mix it up, and and you move on, right? And you just credit with it.
Jimmy, we're making hip hop, we're sampling stuff that's been done.
Exactly.
So, but to put your own spin on it, I think is important. For me to come out and just, make the same beat that Premier or Pete Rock did would be insulting. But maybe if I took an idea they did and did it with a different instrument or things, is that okay? I hope so. But I think that's the way to do it is, you take what you like from artists or whoever, and you just try to make it your own. And that's kind of all you can do, as long as you're not passing off, someone else's influence as your own. That's where it gets dirty.
Right. And I think part of that too is, just giving them credit, right? Not doing it, taking it and mixing it up and then calling it your own, but you take from it and say, hey man, I borrowed this drum pattern from Primo, or I borrowed this, this drum pattern from Pete Rock, or whomever it is.
Sure.
Credit them. I think it's cool,
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, especially back when sampling time was only 14 seconds, you heard a lot of those same, drum patterns. You heard a lot of those things. It's what you did with it, for sure.
Right. Now you have a record, an album, I believe, coming out in July as well, with Sankofa, I believe. Is it?
Yes, sir. Yep. Fort Wayne's finest Sankofa.
What's the title of the album? How many tracks on it?
So the album is called Floodgates. There are going to be, we're doing 2 versions. So the digital release and things, that'll have 5 songs plus 2 interludes. So I guess 7 or whatever.
Okay.
So that'll be available kind of everywhere. But we're also doing a limited edition CD. They're only going to press 50 of, but that'll have the original album plus 2 bonus songs. But those bonus songs will only be on the CD. So that's the only place you can get them. So there is, I don't want to say outtakes because that will be a discredit to how great Sankofa is as an MC.
Okay.
We both just feel that the songs that are going to be on the CD maybe didn't fit the overall theme of the record.
Okay. And that was going to be my next question. Is there a theme to that record? And if it is, what is that theme?
The Floodgates is exactly what it is. It opens with just an ominous kind of alarm and sound and a drum roll, and then Sankofa just goes off for about 30 minutes straight on the album.
Okay.
It's very dark. There's a lot of emptiness, just a lot of, if you picture a floodgate opening and ravaging a town, that's kind of what the album would be, I guess, sonically.
Okay.
I don't know if you got a chance to hear it or not, but there's certainly...
I did.
Okay. Yeah, so...
The first two were instrumentals, right?
So there's two interludes. Yeah, those are two instrumentals with some weird clips, and then, after that, it just kind of goes into it's dark. It's a dark record, but I think from his last record that was a little more upbeat, I think it's interesting to see a different side of Sankofa, where he would tell me, and he'll tell anybody, like, the music brought that side out of him.
Okay.
He already put out a great record called Black Ketchup with PhD Beats, also on the dark side. So to see kind of the two versions of him is pretty cool.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the theme. I guess the audio theme would be like a flood ripping up a town.
Now, this social media thing has been going on for a little while now. TikTok is all the craze, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They say you can, if you do something on TikTok, you can go viral. You have these people doing all these dances and using different music and so forth. Have you joined TikTok and put your music out there? Maybe someone takes it and it becomes a viral hit.
I have not joined TikTok, but I do know that based on my distribution, many of my music and songs are available on TikTok for someone to, do some sort of weird 10-second video to. So okay. I'm praying that someone does something very, very crazy to, the Tragedy Gaddafi song I did, because that would just be great for a multitude of reasons. But I myself have not joined TikTok. But for anyone listening, you can use DJ Matty Lite as your background music for your TikTok. Like, don't use that Fleetwood Mac song that the guy drinking the fruit punch in. Use mine instead.
Man, that would be cool, man.
Yeah, I could use the money,
Right. So is that something that you did on your own, or is that someone you're working with that put your music on there for people to use?
Oh, so I did that. DistroKid,
Okay.
The digital distribution.
Right.
It allows you to put your music in various places, so you can put it on TikTok and whatever else. I was a little disappointed. I went to a restaurant that had the Touch Tunes jukebox, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if my stuff's on there. It would be awesome to put my music on in a restaurant by myself. But unfortunately, I have not made it to Touch Tunes yet. So I think that's going to be my end of the year goal, is to find a way onto the digital jukebox of Touch Tunes.
Okay. So where can people reach out to you if they're interested in hearing more of your music, getting in touch with you, maybe working with you?
Oh, yeah. I'm on Instagram at DJ_Matty Lite. My stuff is on Bandcamp. You can reach me at djmattylite@gmail.com. I am more than willing to entertain any conversation. I love talking to people. I've been getting some kind messages about people being fans of my stuff, and I'm pretty pretty easy to find musically out there. It's on Spotify and Google Play or whatever that is now, iTunes and such.
Good stuff. Now you have some stuff coming up as well with a number of different artists, right?
Yes.
I think with L Biz, some more with Pryme Prolifik. What can you tell us about the upcoming music, albums, singles?
Oh, sure. Upcoming, I have a record. I'm working with a guy named Purge out of Massachusetts. An old friend of mine. So we're working on that. He's got all the music. He's recording vocals. I think that's going to be awesome. It's going to be a real what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to be a wordplay record. He's very punchliney, very wordplay, very fast. So it's going to be it's going to be one for the MC. It's an MC's kind of record for sure.
Okay.
Based on what I've heard of it. The song I sent you with Pryme, Prolifik, and Diabolic called Lab Rats, it's going to be coming out soon. That is just, there's no choruses. It's just those two dudes just taking up the bars and just rhyming.
Right.
You know, but I wanted to make it sound like kind of an arena rock song. So that's why it has the sample behind it. I think it came out good.
Okay.
The Elbiz track, Hustle in My Veins, that's just about him being humble, you know, coming up and, you know, not getting too, you know, I guess big for your britches, if you will. Elbiz, probably one of the most professional experiences I've ever had in music. He is a stand-up guy, and I impose anyone to reach out to Elbiz and work with him because he is certainly one of the greats. I can't say enough about him. Him and his team are fantastic.
Okay.
I put out a joint with Robbie Blair last Friday called Swiss Cheese, which got a good response.
Okay.
You know, that one's going pretty well. And I think that's kind of, I have one more song also with Pryme Prolifik by ourselves called Walk By, which is almost done.
Okay. Now let me ask you. Now you're in Chicago. You say you've been in Chicago for 4 years or so.
Yes, sir.
There's an artist out of Chicago by the name of Impulse. It's capital Mpulse.
Mm-hmm.
His name. Now I believe he's in Atlanta now, but I think his what he does and what you do with music, I think you guys might want to, you know, connect, man. He's pretty nice. Again, his name is Impulse, man. I think you two, you know, together could do something good as well.
I'll definitely check him out. Do you know him like personally or?
No, I don't know him personally, man. It's just from, you know.
I didn't want name drop.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm sure you can SpitFireHipHop, you know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know him personally, but, you know, we featured his music on the site, man, and, you know, we like him at SpitFireHipHop, and I thought I would throw that out there. You know,
no, I appreciate it.
And in Chicago, he's a Chicago kid, and, you know, he's a real hip hop kid, so I thought I would throw that out there.
Oh no, I found him right now. Definitely follow him. Yeah, Impulse, awesome.
Yeah. No,
thank you.
He's nice, man. I think he you know, he does well, man. With this pen and this pad, man, and that's what it's about. And he's
certainly
right from his beginnings in Chicago to where he is now in Atlanta, and I like what he does.
You know, and you brought up such a good point, you know, about the pen and the pad. A lot of people compliment me on songs and things, which I think is very sweet, but the things I make would be nothing except basement songs if it wasn't for the Tones and the Primes and the Mr. FPs and the Tragedies and the H2Ons of the world that take the time to write to the music, because without those dudes, I'm just a dude in my house. So what you just said was so true. Like, the dudes with the pen and the pad really make the project what it is. And I feel that a lot of that goes unnoticed because a lot of great songs are only half great, you know, to me.
Right. No, and I think that's true too, man. I mean, and it's big for you to acknowledge that, and, you know, acknowledge what they do with you know, the stuff that comes out of their head, right? And they put it on that paper, and they make it you know, they make it sound good. You know, they make the sound even better. And,
exactly.
And, you know, acknowledging that is really cool, man.
Oh, I'm fully aware of that, you know, without someone, you know, putting their thoughts on to the music, it's just an instrumental, which is fine. Listen, DJ Shadow had a great career doing that, but, you know, without that partnership, I'm just a dude making music by myself, and, you know, and I hope that, you know, I hope that resonates because it's true. Like, as producers, you know, without the partnership of the other artists involved, you know, it's only half baked. That's what I think.
Right.
That might be controversial. I don't know.
Hey, you know, if it is, it is, right? I mean, again, you know, we're in this cancel culture, I guess, society right now. But I mean, it is what it is, right? That's the way you feel about it. That's the way you feel about it. And, you know, it's not being disrespectful to anyone, but no. You know, hey, it's a truth for a lot of us. You know, a lot of us feel that way.
I will talk to Pryme every now and then, but I will always thank him any chance I get to say, if it was not for you taking a chance on me, I would not be on this interview with you.
Wow, that's big, man. You don't have a lot of people, giving that up to people that have helped him, right? Each step, it's going to take someone to get you along in that next step, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's big, man. It's big to big up him for taking the chance when you, I guess, maybe never done anything with anyone else. That's
the first.
Big. Yeah, that's big. That's big. Big up to him, man. Big up.
Oh, of course. Oh, I owe Pryme a steak dinner next time I'm in New Jersey. But it's the same thing I tell Tones. Like, that when we finished the record and put the bow on it, I'm like, hey, man, like, thank you for this, because if it wasn't for you, these are just 5 beats that I made and they're nothing. But you took the time to pick the ones you liked and we worked together on it. We really put a project together, and same with St. Cofer and really anyone. Like, whatever I made attracted you to want to write to it. So without your attraction, these are just instrumentals. So